Hi again, it's me outside walking around sharing sights with you, and here we go. It's a beautiful cliff back there. I think it's nice. It's my cliff view, and it's such a nice cool morning. What I wanted to just talk to you about a little bit is I get inspired by the emails I read in the morning and the topics that are coming from that. And there's usually a theme or a thread of what people are asking me about. And that's kind of the inspiration for doing these like short videos, is just giving you like little tidbits of what's kind of going on in my world, but also how it can help you on your path. And what was kind of in my inbox today was the questioning of, well, am I doing it right? Am I living my life purpose? Is there something more I should be doing? That questioning, I understand it because I've had it, a lot before I learned to meditate and before I learned the bright path. And then I, of course, then was still going, but what's my divine purpose? What is this? Give it to me. How do I know? I need to know it as 5 words or a sentence or a label, right? And so there was totally this idea that the universe was going to give me my calling, and it would be to be a singer or to work in this part of the world or to do that or do this. Like, that was going to be my divine purpose. What I have matured and discovered as I have been in this game for a long time is that it's not actually what we are doing. What you are doing in your daily life is what you're supposed to be doing. It's our mind that then makes up that we're not doing the right thing, and that it feels disenchanted and like it's not good enough. And that could be, let's just say, working in a shop or staying at home, caring for the house. The mind is always looking for something else, like jumping around, looking for something else. So we don't have that feeling of contentment. We definitely don't have that feeling of purpose, and we definitely don't have the feeling of divine purpose. Oh, that's just so big. It has to be something else, and it has to be something magnificent, right? Now, the really cool thing about all of that is, imagine if God's giving you exactly what you need right now. Imagine that in the divine perfection of now, you actually are living exactly where you're supposed to be and doing exactly what you need to be doing and fulfilling a role that needs to be fulfilled and in the place where you need to be. So everything's actually in its perfection except in our mind. And that's the power of the mind, because by thinking that it's wrong and not enough, we then feel very uncomfortable or agitated or looking for other things, right? So your divine purpose is more about your state of being. Are you recognizing the eternalness of now as you are in your house? That was a combination of those 2 words. Are you recognizing your divine existence while you're in the job that you're supposed to be doing right now, right? So it's more about the connection with your divine nature, the eternalness of now, as you do what you're supposed to be doing, as you're doing what you're to do today. And to see the mind, how that moves everything around and tells you these falsities that what you're doing isn't good enough. Now, I find that absolutely thrilling, because it means your divine purpose is actually being lived and unfolding in its absolute perfection, of course. But it's our relationship to the mind that we have to change. So here was me thinking I had to find my divine purpose and I had to change things, and what is it going to be called and what am I going to become? And that's my divinity, right? And no, it's so cool to actually know that your divine purpose is the existence and the recognition of now. And by you recognizing now and living in that, then your divine purpose is being lived always in this moment. To actually recognize your greatness in this moment is greater than anything. So for you to actually play with being present and living from that presence is the divine purpose. To know God, to know the universe, to live in that, to be the greatest version of yourself in daily life. So it's not about getting on a stage in front of 1,000 people or being super successful and doing all this stuff. That may or might not happen anyway because of your own life. But your divine purpose is to know who you are, to know God. So how do you do that? Well, if you have a meditation practice, you do that. If you don't have a meditation practice, you're quite welcome to join mine. Website's below. And at the very least, see your thoughts. Play with watching your mind. Play with recognizing this moment. Play with resting into now and seeing how eternal it is, how constant it is. Play with creating that space between you, the viewer, the consciousness, and the thoughts, which become objective if you can play around with that. And then play with what's left, that space, that nothingness. And then play with how you can fall into that and stay there. And then you're living your divine purpose.